Microphone check. Hey, it's the world's most popular barbecue talk, barbershop talk, man cave conversation. Let me get my voice together.
Whoa. Oh, the COVID.
Man cave conversation. However you like it or dislike it, it's the Heavyweight Champion Sports Talk Podcast. The boys are back in the building. Myself, B-Way, along with the redheaded assassin, the last redheaded member of the redheaded Indian tribe, the man that gets it popping in the old head community. And we took Donald Trump away from him, but every time I look at you, I want to say it. I do. I got to be honest. I want to say it, but I'm be the bigger man here. I'm not, because you know, voting is important. Now that we gotta get this thing together on in November this year. What's going on, man?
Okay, buddy.
Back at it.
Hey, it was a terrible intro, by the way.
I'll bring the intro. You know who I want to do our intros? I want the guy Brucey B. You listen to Nas album?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I like him.
Brucey B got to do our intro, man.
I think you're biased. That's
not true at all. He gives the best intros.
I think you're biased.
Go back to Pay the Fool when they walked in.
I remember. You know what though? They did that in slow motion. Everything's better in slow motion. So we did the intro. They walked in that slow. It was like, yo, that was one of the greatest scenes. But it's not. They're just walking.
That's true, but Brucey B delivered. Brucey B brings it, man. That's all I'm saying. If you want to do anything and make it sound good, put Brucey B behind it so you can be like, and the world's most famous, that's just what he does, man. I'm going to reach out to him, man. Don't worry about it.
You're going to reach out to him?
Yeah, you just keep doing your thing and going to work every day while I keep trying
to
reach out to the next level.
You know what? If we were anywhere else but America, I think it'd be okay for you to reach out. He probably would be all for it. Only in America can you not walk up to someone's house and knock on their door if they're a celebrity to meet them.
What do you mean? You can't do that?
I heard the story yesterday from one of my friends how he walked in. He was in Germany and he just walked. He asked around like several different people where Dirk Nowitzki lived. They knew where he grew up at, and he did all this investigation for an hour or two, found out where his mom lived, rings the mom's doorbell, finds someone that can translate English to whatever they speak over there, German, and to translate, he's here to meet Dirk. And she opens up the door and says, "Come in." And here, Dirk just happens to be in there washing his clothes. Crazy story. Super crazy. And he invites him in. He gets him all this signed stuff, signs a pair of sneakers for him and everything.
Well, that is a crazy story.
Anywhere else, you would think he was a stalker. But this guy's crazy. What are you doing at my mom's house, man?
Yeah, in America, you definitely get your head.
In America, you're gonna get hit up. It's gonna be ugly for you.
Where we starting at, man?
I mean, we gotta go NBA playoffs bubble, I guess. Yo, you didn't say nothing about Samara. Like, Samara ain't got time for us today. What?
Oh, my fault. Yeah, Esther Rudolph couldn't be in the building with us today. He got other obligations, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I think he deserves to be fired.
I don't fire people, man. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, whatever you say.
I'm not in the business of firing people.
Me either. Playoffs bubble, man.
Let's talk about
dislikes.
Let's talk about how them Lakers just bounced back and just look like the best team in the league again after winning 4 straight against the hottest team in the bubble.
Lakers found their stride a little bit, but I mean, they didn't look so good yesterday on the defensive end, I would say, because Dame Lillard was nowhere to be found. Obviously, he wasn't playing, and they struggled a little bit. I felt like to put Portland away. Then again, Portland was fighting for their playoff lives, so I understand.
You think they struggled yesterday to put them away?
Yeah, defensively. Offensively, they looked good, but they didn't play no defense yesterday. I mean, McCollum did whatever he wanted. Carmelo, man, I was surprised at him. He did whatever he really wanted to do a lot. But he was impressive the entire bubble. So it'd be good to see them get a whole season in together next year if Melo's still around. He says he wants to be back, so see what happens with that situation.
That was a perfect fit for Melo because he didn't have to be the guy. You know, he understood his role. He understood that, you know, this is Dame's team. When I get the ball in my hands, I'm going to create. I'm not going to take 15 dribbles. And, like, it was just a perfect fit for Melo, man. I'm happy to see that guy playing the way he's playing.
I don't know anyone that has a tougher road to get to the finals than the Lakers they're getting. I mean, to go through the Western Conference, number one, is already hard. But then you play the Blazers in the first round, which, yes, they were the 8th seed, but they weren't at full strength until they got back to the bubble. So in a regular season, if they had those same guys, they probably would have been more like a 4th seed. So the Lakers would have never played them. And then they get the winner of the Rockets Thunder, which I think is BS. They should be getting Utah Jazz if Utah pulls this out because they're the 6th seed. So they're actually going to get the higher seed of the two because the Clippers, if they win, the Clippers will get the winner of the Utah-Denver series because it's the 3-6 match. So I don't know. I don't know how the format works. It's already set up. But if you're the number 1 seed, if the 6th seed wins, I feel like you should get them no matter what. You always get the lower seed of the team that's available. But the way the bracket's set up, you get the winner of the 4-5 because the 4 is expected to win, and then the 2 seed gets the 3-6 match because the 3 is expected to win. But if you're looking at that series with Utah and Denver, Utah's probably going to win that series, and they're the 6th seed, and they're going to play the Clippers. I don't know. I don't agree.
That don't make sense.
It doesn't.
The Rockets are struggling. I mean, they played well last night.
Westbrook's back.
Yeah, he played all right, but they're struggling with. I mean, CP3's a problem, man. And when he's on his A game, he's hard to stop.
Yeah, but they don't have enough firepower. You seen that last night when they only scored 80 points.
They don't.
Like, all their guys, to beat the Rockets, every last one of their guys got to have a good game. You can't be no off night. Like, the Lakers can have an off night or someone can have an off night in L.A., and they can still maybe pull it out. But Thunder can't afford that. Like, everybody's got to be good.
Nah, they're they look bad last night, too, man. He looked
terrible.
They look like they had no help.
Look like they had a bunch of college players out there playing. They look horrible.
What do you think about Schroeder trying to hit my man in the nuts?
Basketball. It's basketball.
No, man, you don't do that, man.
I mean, if it was Draymond, if he had a history of it, I'd be upset, but he don't have a history of it.
Nah, man. Then my man go headbutt him from the back. That was a little weird, man. That's what I'm saying. It was a little weird.
PJ, man. PJ's a different dude. He's a different dude. And I like PJ, though, because he got, like, one of the most sought-after shoe games in the NBA. Like, he wears, like, exclusive, like, PEs only. Like, every game.
What are PEs?
Player exclusives.
Oh, my. Is that like a sneaker lingo?
I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't know that. Like,
I'm not sure.
You said PEs, like everybody should know what you're talking about.
I kind of assumed, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
I've never heard PEs in my life. I'm going to start using PEs now, though. How can I buy some PEs?
You don't buy PEs. They're player exclusives. That's what they're called. You can. They're expensive.
So how you get them?
You got to have a connect.
So
the sneaker game is all about connections, man. You got to have a connect.
Am I too old to get in the sneaker game?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you're 40.
I'm not 40.
You don't start wearing sneakers at 40. Like, oh yeah, let me get those 12s that are coming out. Like, nah.
Wait. First of all, never mind. We're not gonna go there. Back to the Rockets.
I'm not even sure where you're going.
No, just the whole sneaker game in general. You gotta wait for tickets now, and you can't even walk in the store and buy them no more.
Well, you can. It just depends where you go. So if you don't mind paying a little extra, then the Heat Check always has shoes available. his connect must be retarded. That guy got everything.
So you need a connect. Where'd the connect go?
What do you mean where they go?
How does the connect get the shoes?
Well, it could be anybody. It could be someone that works at a shoe store like Foot Locker, House of Hoops, The Villa, and they may hold a size for you or something. You got to be in good with somebody.
This is terrible. See? Why can't I just go to the store and buy them?
You can. Then you got to go through the hassle of waiting in line maybe, or going through a raffle, getting a ticket early. It's a lot. So it can be a lot if you don't have someone that is okay with holding them for you.
So I'm too old to try to make this connection and try to get connects. And
the shoe game's a young man's game, though. It's a young man's game, man. You don't hop in your teens. You can't hop in when you're 40. Like, you're supposed to be getting out of it at this time. Like, just not into it no more.
Most people are broke in their teens. Like, now you are running into a little bit of money. It should be an old man's game.
Most people work at that age to support their habit. So they support that. They take their entire check and they spend that $190, $210, $220 on a pair of shoes. And then they go back to work the following week to do the same thing because on Christmas or, the 11s are coming out near Christmas.
So we're going to get back to sports here in a second. So like the Yeezys.
What about them?
I think they're a terrible looking shoe, but they seem to be a big deal.
Because they're Yeezys. Because they're Yeezys.
Yeah.
They are. Some of them do look terrible. Some of them look horrible.
I don't get
not all of them. Not all of them. Some are decent shoe, but they're very, very comfortable. Like putting a slipper on.
Yeah. So you said, but they're Yeezys. Like that should mean something in this day and age. Kanye's he's not normal right now. He's going through whatever he's going through.
But if you're speaking about fashion, he's top of the chain right now.
I never looked at that guy and said, "Yo, I got to wear what he's wearing." Like he got the. Why? Why is he
a lot of the styles that are out there right now, he's created. With the holes at your kneecaps, with the bigger shirt. That's him. That tighter fit was like a Dipset thing.
Yeah.
The tight jeans with the rhinestone belt, with the skull T-shirts and all. That was Dipset made that famous. They were thinking if they were smart, they would have did something to trademark that or something, but they didn't. But that's the fit that goes on now. That's a lot of that's Kanye.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. They gotta relax. Like that whole need. First of all, guys shouldn't wear any. Never mind. Let's get back.
That whole comfort look, like the Kardashians. If you watch their show, you see like that whole comfort fit. They wear that. That's what they be wearing.
Why should any man have a hole in their jeans?
Man, I don't know.
And I know you're like a hole in the jean guy.
That's not true at all.
You are. You're a fashionista, whatever the man.
I don't wear jeans that much, man. Like if I'm going out, maybe like if I'm going somewhere like casino, maybe something like that, I might throw jeans on. But jeans are uncomfortable.
They are uncomfortable.
Like I'm a sweatpants, basketball shorts, tights kind of guy. Like I don't want to wear jeans. It's not a want. I just do it when I have to.
But you're still out. Like before COVID, you still go to clubs and stuff.
No, I do not.
Yes,
I don't know why you would say that. No, you're wrong.
Who are you trying to? All right, back to sports, man.
When do I go out?
You've been out. You go out. That's what you do.
No, I don't. I don't understand why. The crazy part is a lot of those weekends I'm at your house.
Yeah, before or after you
so
go
how
out.
the hell am I out? No. How am I at your house at like 9 o'clock? I leave it there like 1, and I've been out. Where was I at before 9? And where the hell am I going after 1?
Let's not say out like club out. Like you might have came to my house after.
Club.
All right. Well, after your midday drinks at the bar, or your
who midday drinks? I got
happy hours. Like you do that. That's what you do.
I ain't never been to a happy hour. I think maybe like twice my entire life because I got kids.
Where do you wear the hole in the jeans at?
I don't really go nowhere unless my kids are sleeping.
When do you wear the hole in the jeans?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't wear holes in my jeans.
You're a hole in the jean guy, man.
If I went to my closet right now, there's not one pair. I don't think there's one jean in there that has a hole in it. It may look like there's a hole somewhere, but it's not. It's a rip. It's called a rip, not a hole. But you can't see skin.
Look at all these terms that you're trying to. What are you talking about here? If it's a rip, it's a hole. It's the same thing.
That's not true at all.
What's the difference between a rip and a hole then?
A hole is an actual hole. You can see skin. You can stick your hand in it. I don't have a hole. It may be a rip where it's a slit where you can still see the fiber in the material that's still there, but you can't really put your hand in there.
So the hand placement makes it a rip or a hole?
Hey, rip your garage door off the side a little bit, but then cut a hole in it. You ain't gonna get out of the rip, but you can probably crawl through the hole.
All right, man. You're going to a place that's just.
I'm just saying. Trying to help you out.
You're a rip guy. So
I'm a no skin guy. I don't want to see skin
on yourself when you look in the mirror.
Or other people, but yes, myself in particular.
All right. So all I'm saying is you're a ripped jean guy.
No, I'm not.
Get to that.
I'm not.
All right. Let's get back to sports.
You can't even say the last time you see me in jeans, period.
Because we've been locked in our houses for the last 6 months.
I'm saying every time I come to your house, I don't have no jeans on. You say I'd be out. How the hell I be out? Be in basketball shorts.
Your work jeans might have rips in them.
They do. I do wear ripped jeans, like little slits in my jeans to work sometimes.
That's you trying to be a fashion nosta type of dude at work.
No, it's not. Oh, NBA bubble, man.
Thank you.
Lakers through the round one. They got Rockets Thunder next round. Who you got? Or does it even matter?
Well, if the Thunder comes out, they'll beat the Thunder easy. Maybe 4-2. But the Rockets come out, it's going to be a little tougher. The Lakers got to be locked in when they play defense, and they take lapses for periods of a game. And if you let James Harden get hot, look out. That game can go either way. So they can go 7, or they can get them out there in 6. But the Rockets are going to be a tougher opponent for anybody.
So who are you taking?
The Lakers.
And what? 6, 7, 5, 4?
The Lakers in 6.
4-2 Lakers.
Yes.
I agree, 4-2 Lakers. But I said 4-2 with the Portland Trail Blazers, and it was 4-1. I agree, 4-2. Bucks Heat.
Hold on, before the Lakers, do you give them a pass, or because Dame went out, you think it holds?
No, the series was over when Dame plays. We seen Dame time. I was impressed the first game of Dame time, and after that, I wasn't. But that Portland backcourt may be the best in the NBA.
Stop talking like that. It's disrespectful.
To who?
To my man down in the Bay Area. Don't make me start doing the hyphy on you in the middle of the podcast.
Thompson and Clay?
Yes.
They have a better team.
They're a better backcourt.
They have a better team. I wouldn't say that. Because Dame Lillard, if he's not just as good as Steph, he may be better.
You're being disrespectful because you didn't see the man in a while. And I understand.
Dame may be the better player.
When you don't see a pretty girl in a while, you forget how pretty she actually is.
No, pretty is pretty. I ain't seen Beyonce in a long time, but she's always bad.
Nah, Steph is still the boy. And
Steph is good. I ain't taking nothing away from Steph. I'm saying.
And Clay can give you 30 in a quarter. McCollum's not doing that.
Look, this is how the two are separated. So you have Chef Curry. That's his nickname, Chef Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Because he be cooking sometimes. Dame time, that's because every fourth quarter, that dude show up. He may go for 30. He may go for 20. He may hit a game winner in your face from half court. Like it's just a regular jumper from the foul line. That dude is special. 1-on-1, I'm taking Dame every time. Not even close.
Wait. You're taking Dame over Steph Curry.
I'm taking Dame over Steph Curry. I'm taking Golden State as a team, as a whole, over Portland.
No.
I'm taking Dame.
You said the best.
I'm taking Dame and McCollum every time over Clay and Thompson.
You do realize Clay and Steph were winning championships before KD.
They had a better team.
It wasn't that much better.
That's a lot better. Not even close.
They didn't have Melos of the world that was still playing. Like they didn't have.
Stop it. Melo was at the league the whole entire year. Don't throw Melo in like he's all of a sudden he's still a superstar. He's a role player now.
Are you taking Draymond Green or Carmelo Anthony?
Depends on what team.
Are you taking Draymond over Circuit or whatever his name is?
Jerkic. They play two different positions, man. Jerkic is the center.
I'm going down by 3. You said they're the best. You said that they're the better team.
They are the better team as a whole.
So number 3.
When Iguodala was there, when Childress was there, those guys, I'm saying they were the better team. When Golden State was winning championships, they were the better team.
Iggy didn't start for him.
He didn't have to start. He's a Finals MVP. That's even more embarrassing to your backcourt. The sixth man on your team won Finals MVP.
So you're taking Dame over Steph Curry.
I'm taking Dame, absolutely.
And you're taking C.J. McCollum over Klay Thompson.
The reason, this is my point behind saying they're the best backcourt together, is because McCollum does things that Thompson can't do. Thompson's a great shooter, and he's a decent defender. The only thing he has on McCollum is his size. McCollum's a smaller guard. But to see what McCollum can do, he cooked just like anybody else. He cooked like Dame Lillard at times.
He's not Klay Thompson.
Yeah, you're right. He's not. He's better.
You're being disrespectful.
McCollum had 34 last night.
Good job. Klay can give you that in a quarter.
Kept them in the game when they didn't have Dame. I don't know about you, but when Steph is out, they didn't look nothing close because Thompson can't do it by himself.
Do you realize Klay can give you 34 in a quarter?
I've seen Klay take 6 dribbles one time that scored 22 points in a quarter. Because he's a great shooter. I'm not taking that away from him. I said McCollum can do things that Thompson can't do. McCollum can do things, but McCollum can also do everything that Thompson can do.
No, he can't. He can't shoot.
He's lights out. When he gets hot, he's lights out. Don't disrespect him.
He's not Klay Thompson, lights out. And he also can't defend like Klay. Clay's
a bigger body. I just said that. He's a good defender. He's a bigger body.
So you can't say he does everything that Klay does.
He does.
He can't defend LeBron James.
Because of his lack of size.
All right, blame Jesus. Like, what do you want? What do you want for that?
No, don't blame him because of his stature. He would never be guarding LeBron.
He couldn't guard any elite guard.
He's 6'2". Klay's 6'7".
All right, so what are you saying? He couldn't guard Steph.
Who couldn't guard Steph? McCollum?
Yeah.
You're so disrespectful.
You are. You're letting these titles. These guys have ships, multiple. And then you're talking about the Blazers, who can barely got.
They had one without KD. Let's be clear.
They have 2 without KD. No.
No, they have one without KD. So let's be clear.
And the Blazers can't get out the first round.
Yo, they're playing the number 1 seed in the NBA.
Yeah, they ain't playing college.
In the Western Conference.
What are you talking about?
You act like it's a shame.
He hit a shot from he hit a prayer last year.
It wasn't a prayer. He pulled up because he was like, hey, make the shot. It was nothing. He did a little sidestep and shot it in Paul George's face. Number 1, Paul George is one of the elite defenders in the league.
You just said
Paul George is one of the elite defenders in the league. And he pulled up for no reason. Just said, you know what? He's not gonna. He needs to be up with my girl. He's not. Game over.
Was it a good
Hit
shot?
him with the. That was it.
It was cute. Was it a good shot?
It was a great shot. What do you mean he made it?
No, it was taking it. Was it a good shot to take?
Don't listen to Paul George's press conference and say it wasn't. It was a bad shot. If you can make the shot, it's never a bad shot.
If you were a basketball coach and your guard pulled up for that shot, are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it every time it goes in.
No, you're not. You're going to argue that.
Luka Doncic shot a shot that was about 5 feet behind the 3-point line the other night. He had airballed three pointers that game.
Luka's different.
And pulled up. I would say that's a bad shot if you're thinking about it. You just airball 3. But it's not because you make that. That's what you do.
Listen, the disrespect you have for Golden State right now.
I'm not disrespecting Golden State. They've been one of the premier teams in the NBA for the last 6-7 years.
And they get hurt this year, and you act like they don't exist. And you're going to start throwing around these Blazers.
That's not. You know what I noticed in the bubble? There's a lot better backcourts than we like to think. So you know what happens to us? We fall in love with the people that are on TV the most. The Lakers, Golden State, Rockets. And we forget about these people that don't play on national television. Number one is a West Coast bias because Portland, they have to go up against the Lakers and Golden State to play on national TV. So they're never on national TV unless they're playing the Lakers or Golden State. So people don't really know how good these guys are because people in Portland do because they get to see every game. But people like us that live on the East Coast have that East Coast bias. We don't get to see it as much because the only people that we're really watching are the Sixers, the Celtics, the Brooklyn Nets. And then you had the Lakers, and you have Houston, and you have Golden State on the West Coast to come on every night on TNT. So we miss certain things, like how good Portland's backcourt really is.
You finished or you done?
Just stating facts here, buddy.
Now, listen. There's a reason Golden State, they weren't getting on TV either until they started winning. That's what got them on. And why did they start winning? Because they had 2 special guards that made them elite. They made the team elite.
Portland's elite.
Portland's good. They're not elite.
They are elite. At healthy, they're elite. They're an elite team.
Why?
What do you mean why?
What makes them elite? Elite is winning championships.
They were 7-1 in the bubble when they were at full health.
When they were in the bubble.
At full health.
What happened to the bubble?
What happened to the bubble? What do you mean what happened to the bubble?
Why are they not in it no more?
They got tossed by the number 1 seed. That's a tough first-round game. Honestly, if they're playing anybody outside the Lakers and Clippers, I think they go to the second round. They're better than all those other teams in the bubble.
A good team got tossed by an elite team. There's a difference. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, the Golden State Warriors were an elite team when they lost to Cleveland in the finals. People lose.
They were an elite team, yes. And
they lost.
The Cavs wasn't an elite team.
They were 73-9.
If you put LeBron James on any team, that's an elite team also. So really? they lost.
The Lakers were so elite last year that they didn't go to the playoffs.
The Lakers?
A LeBron Lakers team.
All right. LeBron didn't play half the season?
LeBron didn't play half the season? He missed 2 weeks.
No, he missed a lot longer than 2 weeks.
He missed 2 weeks.
He missed a lot longer than 2 weeks. You're being disrespectful.
Okay.
The best backcourt in basketball resides in Oakland. Through the hyphy to it.
Oh, okay. Well, moving on, buddy.
Hold on.
Oh, my God.
Well, moving on. Is Montrezl a racist?
Is he a racist? I wouldn't say he's a racist, but I shouldn't say this.
Let's tell people. Tell me what happened first. Tell me what happened.
All right, so Luka Doncic, he's not necessarily white, but from American standards, he's white, but he's from like the Ukraine or somewhere. He was killing the Clippers. He's been killing the Clippers. Well, Montrezl Harrell is coming back to play. He hasn't played in the series yet. He's coming back, I don't know, 2 games ago. And he called in a little situation that happened on the court, he called Luka Doncic a bitch-ass white boy.
Yeah, think about it. You didn't know if you wanted to go there or not.
I had to think about if I wanted to say it. But I want to make sure people understand exactly what he said. So he called him a bitch-ass white boy. Now, the thing is, if Luka says to Montrez, you're a bitch-ass black boy, he's probably suspended, I would say at the very least. And then some of his black teammates probably ain't going to care for him too much.
True.
And he's probably getting fined.
True.
I don't know what the color of Luka's skin had to do with him being the B word. But anyway.
You know how it goes, man. When you're on the court, somebody lighting you up, and it might be the opposite race you are. It just you're looking for a way to get to him, especially a way to where Luka's lighting him up. He's trying to get in Luka's head. It's trash talk, man. I don't think he meant it like in a derogatory term.
You're trash is trash talk. You're a bum is trash talk.
Yes, they're both.
La tastes like Cheerios is trash talk.
That's borderline. That's borderline disrespectful.
You're getting exactly. There's a point in time where you start to get disrespectful.
Yes, like the la line is way worse than the BA white boy.
Even the Charlie Villanueva one where he said you look like a cancer patient. Like there's certain places you shouldn't go. Like there's certain rules to trash talk in the NBA, like unwritten rules. Like you can't say this, you can't say that. I think touching on someone's skin color should be one of them. Should be an unwritten rule. Shouldn't happen. The fact that he said it and there was no discipline, especially with the times we're living in, I thought was a little unjust because he definitely should have been suspended. I don't even know suspended because it's a playoff game, but he should have at the very least been fined or something like that. But I think, like I said, if it was reversed, I think that guy is suspended for a game at the very least.
I think because we heard it, it might sound worse. But I mean, it might sound bad, but there's probably a lot worse that gets said during an NBA basketball game with trash talking.
Oh, I guarantee it. But that's at kind of if these players are asking for some sort of change, it starts with them. So they can't go walk around the same bitch ass white boy if they don't want us receiving that on our end.
I mean, I agree. Like he's wrong for saying it, but I'm saying I don't think he meant it like that. I think he meant it as just trying to get in his head, trash talking. Luka's killing us. I'm trying to, punk you. Like these guys are.
We can't hand out excuses to people to do things that are wrong.
What do you mean? Our president does it all the time.
We're not. Yeah, he does it. We're not him though. We want the change. We can't use him as the example when we want change.
There's good people on both sides.
I can't believe you just said that. I'm like almost shocked that you would even say something like that, just to try to prove your point. That's crazy.
I was being sarcastic. Number one.
Now if that were me, I'd be held a Trump supporter. I'd be held a. The rules are so different for people, man. Like I can't say nothing in reference or support of the president, but you can say that and use him as an example.
No, I was.
No one to say anything.
I was being sarcastic.
No,
I'm just saying what I was being. The bottom line is, if it got back to the TV, which it did, it should be fine. Montrezl should have got. He shouldn't have got suspended. But anytime you talk about race, you're talking about a different form of disrespect. Mind you, I'm all for all disrespect during games and trash talking and getting in people's head. That's how I used to beat you. Get in your head and you were done for.
You beat me once, and that's because it was an offensive foul.
Oh, my God.
But you can't call offensive foul in a pickup game. So I was my hands were kind of tied. Because immediately before you even shot the shot, when you gave me the push-off, I said, that's a foul. As I was stumbling back. I was like, oh, that's a foul. But then you shoot the shot, you make it, game over. You're like, ain't no offensive foul and pick up games.
No, well,
So then, like, your hands are tied because everyone's like, well, it's no offensive foul. But it was still a foul.
it was not a foul. There was minimal contact.
It was you know what? Naquan Lee was there. He even said, yeah, it was a little bit of a push-off. And it was not even close.
No, it was a step back. Quan was probably on your team.
You did not step back at all.
I hit you with the step back. You stumbled forward. I drained the shot to win the game, and your feelings were hurt.
You extended your arm. First of all, you were getting beat up the whole game. You didn't make no – I think you had like one bucket before that. It was just beat up. So you wanted to clear some space, so you gave me the shoulder with the forearm extended, and then shot the jumper. Offensive foul. No way.
Absolutely not. But bottom line is, I was talking my stuff, and I got in your head, and it threw your whole game off. And that's what Montrezl was trying to do to Luka.
You fouled me. It was a foul.
Moving forward, man. You lost.
Yeah, move forward.
Yeah,
I did lose. I lost because I got fouled and there was no call.
No, it was a step back and you lost it. It is what it is. I'm a shooter. What do you want?
Yo. Anyway, Montrezl says that I think he's 100% wrong, and I think the league should have did something about it.
He may be 90% wrong, maybe 70.
Well, that's more than 50, which I'm good with.
He's wrong. We both agree with that.
Up next, this is a good one. Bruce Arians, head coach of Arizona Cardinals.
No. He's down in Tampa now.
Tampa, I'm sorry. Kingsbury's Arizona. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said he used to be the Cardinals head coach.
He was the Cardinals guy.
Yeah, Tampa's coach, where Tom Brady is.
TB and TB.
States that protesting does nothing, basically.
Yeah.
Solves nothing, does nothing, and he's not sure that his players should really protest. They should resort to other actionable items.
Yes.
What are your feelings on that? Because you're a big Bruce Arians guy because, you know, he's from somewhat of the area. Yeah, he's from your York County area. You teach in the New York City area.
He's a Bearcat. He graduated from New York High.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? You're a big advocate of Bruce Arians. You used to always come on. You would root for him when he was in Arizona.
I do like Bruce. I do like Coach. My thoughts were he's absolutely wrong. Everything we've got, mainly as African Americans, came through protests. I mean, the list can go on. We can look at fairly recently, like after the George Floyd shooting. The protests around here changed a lot. Like the whole talk changed, and you know, school names got changed, streets got changed. So like protest does a lot. Now, his argument to that might be the knee on the neck, and people seeing it, that might have changed things. But protest in general has been our best weapon as African Americans since they started. Now, Bruce Arians probably is a little bit out of touch right now because he's in training camp, and his focus is trying to win football games. They asked him a question that he has no interest in answering, and he probably wants to get out of there. So he says what's on his mind without any thought, and it was a dumb thing to say. And I'm thinking that his mind frame is not there right now on that. Like his focus is on trying to win football games, trying to get his team ready for the season. So he probably didn't want to answer the questions. He said some dumb things. I don't think Bruce Arians is no type of, you know, racist. We know where the guy's from. And, you know, I don't know. I just think he just said something without thinking. What's your thoughts?
I think, and Bruce Arians is a fairly older gentleman. So he's been around to see things that you and I haven't had a chance to see before our time, that our parents might have seen.
Absolutely.
And so for him to say something like that, I don't know if he forgot or he hasn't picked up a book in a while. And he could even, if he has to, if he don't have a smartphone, he could use one of his players' smartphones and Google some stuff. I mean,
Bruce
I'm
got
not
a smartphone,
sure.
man.
He's got to have a smartphone, but if he doesn't, he can borrow one from anybody. But to say protest doesn't solve anything, I would think that, you know, like he could pick up a book and see that Rosa Parks back in 1955 got arrested for not giving up her seat to a white man in Montgomery. And after a year-long boycott of boycotting buses, us riding the buses, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that segregated busing was illegal.
Yeah.
That was all due to a protest, a boycott. So I don't understand how you can say something like that. Also, 1960, you talk about the 4 black college kids that sat at a lunch counter at the Woolworths and decided that they were going to sit there all day until they were served when they weren't served. Then later on brought back more people, and that started a whole like a nationwide sit-in in a bunch of different states where they sat in the white restaurants only. And Woolworth actually was one of the first places to actually open up the lunch counter to everyone after that happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that all the history is out there. Like the history is crazy. The history, how much history is out there. He could see that protests. I don't know when he was born. I wish I would have looked that up to see when he was born, because that happened. The Rosa Parks thing happened in 55. The 4 black college kids happened in 60. 63. There was the March on Washington. Wasn't it the first March on Washington back in 1963? Where Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech. And that put a lot of pressure on the federal government. So I don't understand how he could make that kind of statement with having all the information that's available to him and make that kind of statement. Like protest doesn't really help anything. It doesn't really create any real change. I just disagree with it. I think maybe looking at the violence that occurred with the George Floyd thing, maybe seeing all the looting and stuff like that, maybe he has that in his mind where, well, this ain't solving anything. But the protests, I think I would disagree with him on.
I think it comes from a place of privilege, because nothing really did change for him. I mean, like nothing in his life changed. So of course, maybe he don't realize the change that happened in the African American communities because of these protests, because nothing changed in his life, in his community. He's still moving the same way he moves. So maybe he's not understanding what changes are really happening. And it's unfortunate that he would say something like that, because like I said, we know who he is for the most part. We know where he's from. So he's not one of those dudes that we think would be racist, but I think he's just misinformed, and he wasn't thinking when he made the comment.
I don't know how he could be misinformed. Like we want to. I mean, some people are misinformed, but I don't know how he could be. His age bracket, like if there's people our age, I understand. Like some people are misinformed just because if you don't necessarily care, then you don't go back and look at the history of it. But his age bracket, he grew up in it. I mean, in 55, when that thing happened, when it happened in Rosa Parks, that was like the first major demonstration against racial segregation when they boycotted the bus. Like that was one of the first ones I ever read about. So it was probably one of the first major demonstrations. And so for him, his age, he has to know about this stuff. There's no way he doesn't. So to say he's misinformed is like giving him a free pass. If he doesn't know, he just doesn't want to know.
No, we're not giving him a pass. Like it was stupid. It was stupid, and it was uneducated. And like he knows this. Like you're right, he has to know. But I'm thinking his mind frame wasn't there right now. Like he's on football, he's locked in. You know how camp is when you're in there. Like, you don't really see anything else that's going on. And from his angle, like I said, his world never really changed. He still woke up, ate his breakfast, and went to his diners or did whatever he had to do. Like, his life never changed, no matter what black people were protesting, whatever we were protesting. His world never changed. So maybe he don't understand what real change looks like. But yeah, so.
I don't know. But I heard the comments. I read what he said, and I've always been somewhat of a fan of Bruce Arians too, but that I didn't understand. Maybe it's too much of hanging out with Tom Brady. Maybe the MAGA's rubbing off on him or something. I don't know.
You don't think Tom's for the people?
Tom Brady, I mean,
Tom a cool dude, man.
I like Tom. I like him. I like him on the field. He's fiery. He's the kind of guy I like on the football field. But if you're just asking me, do I think he's riding with his receivers or his running backs? I don't know. I have no idea.
Now Tom Brady didn't make a comment, did he?
Not that I've seen. Actually, it's crazy. You don't really hear a lot from the quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers said something kind of a while back. Did. But if you don't hear a whole lot from the opposite race quarterbacks. So if you're a black quarterback, yeah, but if you're a white quarterback, you don't hear a whole lot from them. As far as standing up for their players or, people around them.
Well, the rookie just said something too. The rookie made a statement in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. The one from Cincinnati just got drafted.
Yeah. What the heck is his name now? We always forget.
But he just made a comment. But Drew Brees got caught up talking too much, and another one that tried to backtrack. So Drew Brees, what do you think about him? Like, are you done with him?
He's no Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. That's the guy's name.
Am I done with him? Me personally, I know people. I have friends that support something other than being a Democrat. They support something other than Joe Biden, which I'm perfectly fine with. I don't have an issue with someone supporting.
Yeah, it's okay
being a Republican. I don't even care. Like, you are. It is whatever you prefer. I don't care as long as it doesn't affect our relationship.
No, we all have Republican friends.
Right. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And what Drew Brees said was insensitive. And I think that was more of an issue. He could have came up, said nothing or said that, he's going to vote for Donald Trump in this year's election, which I think it would have been fine, whatever. I mean, there's people, for us to think in sports that there aren't people voting for Donald Trump, I think is asinine. There are definitely people voting for him. And that's fine, just because they disagree with another group of people. But I don't think what Drew Brees says was political. It was just an asinine statement.
I think I'm off Drew. I'm done with that guy.
And I felt like he immediately felt like, maybe I shouldn't have went there.
Absolutely.
And he got the backlash, and now it's like, shoot, now it's all cleanup. Everything he says now is all cleanup. Now he talked to Michael Thomas, and right away when they say something asinine, they want to talk to their black players.
Yeah.
Or if a coach says something asinine, like when Gary Patterson from TCU used the N-word because one of his players used the N-word, so he used it as a teachable moment to say it back to the black player.
He should be fired.
It'll make no sense to me.
Yeah.
The teachable moment for you not to say it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That was the teachable moment. The teachable moment wasn't for you to go and say it to him.
Yeah.
So then right away he's like, oh, well, no, then he went to talk to he right away went and got the leaders of the black players that were leaders of the team. He went and talked to them. But I felt like that was another mistake, because when that word is used, white people or white players, they're also offended as well. You can't just grab 4 people do you feel the leaders when you got 20 black kids on your team or 40 black kids on your team, but you grab 4 of the leaders and then let them talk to the rest of them? No, you got to talk to everybody.
Yeah, like you ever have that friend, that white friend that comes to you like, man, like, was I wrong for saying that? Or was I wrong for thinking that? Or
if you got to
like,
ask, I always say if you got to ask.
but Lord, why am I the black guy you want to come to? Like that, am I your only black friend? I don't know.
Well, no, me personally, I'm glad someone's comfortable enough with me to ask me certain things that they would be uncomfortable asking someone they didn't know.
But it
like,
makes me look at you differently.
But why? That sounds like more of a personal problem.
Yeah, I'm high strung anyway though, so I'm not, like I told you, I need therapy for this type of stuff.
I want anything that. So if you're a friend of mine, whether you're white or whatever, anything that you don't understand, I'd rather you come talk to me before you just kind of draw your own conclusion. If you don't understand something, or you do want to understand it, but you don't know who to talk to, now I want you to talk to me.
That's probably right. I mean, because then that's a teachable moment. You could teach them how you feel. I just don't have that in me.
I mean, I tell people all the time, like, if you're a friend of mine, I don't feel like there's any place that our conversation can't go. There should be no boundaries to our conversation.
Yeah. Nah, I don't have that relationship with too many of my white friends. Like,
well, I'm saying, period. As friends, like you and me, I can say certain things to you that I probably wouldn't say something to say somebody at work that I just see only at work, but I'll say it to you. And there's people that I'm friends with that are white that probably wouldn't ask me this question at work, but they'll call me when I'm off work, like, hey, I just need to know this. I had a guy honestly call me and ask me what CPT was.
Yeah, I had to break that down to some people.
He said, man, I keep hearing people say this. He said, what is that? What does that mean? He says, always black people talking about it. And he really didn't know, though.
Yeah. He had to break it down to him. That's healthy.
He thought it was hilarious. He was like, really? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's healthy dialect, and that's probably the right thing. I got to get better at that. I got to get better at not being ready to jump down your throat when you say something that is controversial. Because I'm probably saying some controversial things myself.
Absolutely, you are. You are going to say something.
And how you take it is how you take it. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm good on Drew Brees.
Well, I mean, I get it. I understand it. It's crazy because it's like I kind of want to. I don't want to write him off. Like I feel like I don't want to write the dude off at all. I don't know why. Because black people are some of the most forgiving people. Yeah,
we are. I don't know where that started. I don't know why it started.
Like I seen a sign the other day that said something like, "Just be glad we want equality and not revenge."
Yeah.
And I thought that was a powerful statement.
Yeah. Because there's times when you see the news and you get that rage that goes on. Like when we just saw Jacob Black shooting, like that thing, there's a rage inside of you that makes you want to go out there and get revenge. And like dealing with that is like, it's trauma. Like it gives you headaches. It gives you like, I don't know, like that stress, that anxiety. Like, it's hard being black, man. People don't understand. Like that stuff is, it's just.
You know what's crazy though? Hollywood does black people such an injustice. Because most of the white people that I run into, like even the guys that I run into like working, they're not from any rural area. They're not from any like, they're not even from a suburban area. They live out in the sticks.
Yeah.
So they don't run into any like African Americans whatsoever. But everything they see is on TV. And they think that the things they see on TV or in the movies is really how it is because they don't know any better.
Yeah, you're either an athlete, entertainer, or a thug.
So I've always find myself saying to a guy, "This is not Hollywood." Like that's I don't know what else to say.
This ain't a movie, dog.
I seen a dude at work one time. He held his hand like this, like a gun, like sideways. I said, "It's not Hollywood. It's not Hollywood, buddy. They don't really hold their guns that way."
You think that's like done purposely? Like I feel like that's done purposely. Like we're depicted like that on TV because that's how we want people to look at us and view us. And like I think it's bigger. It's bigger than people think it is. Like this been programmed in white people's minds for so long because that's what they see on TV. It's what they see on the news. That's what they see, normal. And that plays a word that plays a way in the way that the world views African Americans.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's a tough conversation.
Moving forward, we just veered way off of sports.
Yeah, we did get off of sports a little bit.
Just went way off.
I do want to say something now.
Oh, wait up. Bruce Arians, man. I'm not writing you off. Like, I feel as though.
See, that's the thing. How can you write off Breeze but not write off him?
Because Bruce said that he don't feel protesting does anything. That's not really. And he wants his players to do more, basically. Drew was on some other stuff. Drew was, man, don't get me started on the tickling. Come on, I'm not good. No. I'm off Drew, man. I just got mad again thinking about it.
You know what? I was watching a show the other day called Lovecraft Country. And you know what? You feel a little bit of anger. I don't know if people watched it or if they're going to watch it. It's a very strange show, but it's strangely good. And it starts out so oddly. Like, it starts out like, okay, and then it gets you angry. But then it goes into a bunch of stuff that's like, it makes you ask yourself, what the heck is going on? But then you can't really turn it off. And one of the executive producers is Jordan Peele. That makes you realize why it's kind of strange. Yeah. It has like a feel of Quentin Tarantino, Jordan Peele, like wrapped in one.
Yeah. Jordan Peele's good.
And, Quentin Tarantino, all his, a lot of N-words fly around, a lot of racism, a lot of gory stuff, a lot of blood. But Lovecraft Country, it's actually, I feel like it's probably a must watch. I've only seen 2 episodes and I'm in on it.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, I'm in on it. So we didn't read no comments. I don't know if we're looking at the comments. So you want to read the comments or no?
There's a lot.
There's a lot. You gotta start paying attention, man, to the comments.
Yeah, my man, Coachville said protests get us heard, but when you think about it, it really doesn't solve anything. It's the actions and meetings that make the change. I agree with that. Protest leads, hopefully, to the actions and the meetings. But I agree. William E. Wade II, podcast Poppy, said they will always respect the boycott because they will always respect the dollar. That is true. America opened up during the pandemic right now. Like, yo, we gotta get back to the money.
I'm glad you said this, but the NBA boycotting, I was 100% against that. And I know they didn't want to take the focus off what happened in Wisconsin, but I feel like them boycotting just took away from the people that were supporting them, and the people that are supporting them don't want to see innocent black people get killed either. So I felt like they were boycotting the people that are supporting the movement and all that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than that. I think they were it's Milwaukee's hometown, somewhat. So it's like 45 minutes outside Milwaukee. But I think Milwaukee wanted to do that because of the dollar again. Like that advertisers couldn't come on that day. Like that local channel couldn't show their game that day. So now they had to, somebody lost money behind that. So I think
but the people that we want to lose money are not the ones that lost money that day.
No, probably in Wisconsin, there's probably some sponsors that were hell bent on that game being played that day. So their little commercial can be seen, or their little advertising can be seen during the game, and it hurt them because that game wasn't played that day. So I feel like it hurt the pockets of some people that are not for them. It wasn't 100% on us, the people that really missed them. And I'm with it. Who want to play basketball at that time, man?
Yeah, I was against it. I'm still against it. I didn't like it. Still don't like it.
I didn't want to go to work that day. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm tired of feeling it. I just told you how mentally draining this thing is. I ain't playing no basketball at that time. I'm a millionaire. You gotta get out of here with all that.
Yeah, I feel like that was that's the wrong way to view it. But that's on you.
Man,
I get it.
I get tired of watching black people get shot on TV like it's entertainment. 7 shots to the back for no reason. Tackle him. The guy his back turned. Tackle him. There's 2 of you.
It was actually 4.
There's 2 cops that followed him around.
Yeah, but there was also 2 on the other end of the car.
Yeah, whatever happened to just jumping them? A good old-fashioned beatdown.
What? So you read?
They live. You know what I mean? They live.
What are you talking about? We don't want to beat down either.
I'm saying, like, Rodney King lived. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Rodney King is messed up, man. He's still messed up.
Rodney King is still messed up. But, like, yo, stop shooting us, man. That's all I'm saying. Like, stop. There's ways to detain these people, man. If there's 4 of you, you should be able to restrain 1 guy. That's all I'm saying. Like, this is ridiculous. You're going to – come on, man. Don't get me started on this.
Yo, Rodney King was messed up from the time he got beat. When he died, Rodney King died what? That was a while back.
Rodney King dead?
What?
Rodney King's dead?
Rodney King died. This is years ago.
Oh, man, I ain't know Rodney King died, man. Rest in peace, Rodney.
What? Rodney King might have died like 2013.
Yeah, Rodney's dead, man.
Rodney's dead, yo.
Hold on, man.
What are you talking about?
Rodney King died. That should've been bigger news, man.
What are you talking about? I was on CNN. I think I remember watching it on CNN. Rodney King was messed up to the day he died, yo. Still messed up in the grave.
Yeah, he died. He died in 2012.
2012, whatever. That's 8 years. I said 2013. But anyway, he said Rodney King dead. You look like you got all sad again.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about that, man. Rest in peace, Rodney King. That ain't funny, man.
Yeah, this guy is retarded, son.
I think he was the first one that took the. Well, he wasn't the first one. He's the first one that took the beating on that got
on camera.
Yeah,
he was. He was a bully though. That dude was getting it and still trying to get up. He was taking hits.
We all just get along, man.
He was a real one. He was a real one. Anyway, moving forward, man. Since you didn't know Rodney, rest in peace to Rodney, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, Rodney King, man. Damn, that kind of hurt me.
Well, it was 8 years ago. Relax.
Somebody should have told me. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like it was big news.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it. Where was I at 8 years ago?
2012. Where were you at? How long you living in the house you're in now?
I've been here 8 years.
Well, then you were probably moving that day. Probably moving in.
Man, shout out to Rodney King, man. What's next?
What's next? Man, the end of the show's next, yo. What do you mean?
We gotta get out of here? Yeah. We do gotta get out of here, man.
We gotta get out of here, man.
Shout out to Devin Dixon, man. Devin Dixon showing us mad love in the comments, man.
You probably didn't even read none of his comments, did you?
You cut me off at the 2 comments.
Sorry. We were starting to talk. No, your brother brought up the whole protest and the boycott the NBA thing. And I got emotional.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, them guys should have definitely boycotted, man. You tripping about that?
I don't feel like they should have.
You ever sit down and be humble award?
The Broward County Sheriff's Department.
What do you do?
I wish I had his specific name, but I don't. So at some point, Brandon Marshall, which is a former NFL wide receiver, he was moving into his new place. He had his kids in the car. It's a gated community. He was moving in that day. Some security guards were at his home, and they were trying to stop him from moving in. They wanted to know who he was. Brandon Marshall was a star in the NFL. Like, he's not hard to recognize. If I seen him, I'd recognize him. But that's not the point. He was a black man. They were trying to stop him from moving in, so they apparently they felt threatened. They called the police, which is Broward County Sheriff's Department. They show up. It's one guy. There's no police report filed on the incident because they felt like the incident wasn't worth of a police report, they stated. But that's still not my point. The sheriff showed up. Now, Brandon Marshall starts filming it because he's like, this is what we're talking about. He's automatically a threat or such and such because he's moving into a house that he bought. Security is looking at him like, we just want to know who you are. We don't want identification. But he already bought the house. He doesn't have to show you nothing. Yeah. He has the keys. He has his kids with him. It's a gated community. Cop shows up. He's going back and forth with the security guard. While Brandon Marshall's filming the security guards, he shoots the camera over to the officer that showed up. Well, the officer has his face covered with a mask on somewhat, but you can see he kind of smiles and waves at the camera. Like, it's funny. Like, this is what we're going through, but this is funny to you. And that's why he's getting it. He's there to help. He doesn't do no helping.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that, man. Just that really made my blood boil a little bit. Like, you're here. It's funny to you.
The guy called the cops and didn't do anything. Like, the guy that called the cops for no reason.
They all get it. They all get the award. The security guards, the officer that showed up, all of them.
We ain't got the music right now, but tell them guys to sit down and be humble, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Florida's
a different place.
Yeah, man.
Different place.
Great place to visit.
Yeah, if it's Miami.
Couldn't pay me to live there, though. Yeah, man. It's a great show, man. It's been real. Let's get up out of here. Shout outs.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman.
Man, that's a tough one.
That was super tough to hear. And the fact that he filmed like 4 movies during the time that he was fighting cancer in The Five Bloods. I don't know if you watched The Five Bloods yet.
I haven't.
It's probably going to be his last movie unless he was working on something. But if you haven't seen The Five Bloods, it's a fantastic movie. And he's one of the stars in that movie. And I don't know, I thought maybe he was a little skinnier in the movie because it was for the role, but now I'm thinking maybe he just couldn't help it, and that's why he looked that skinny in the movie.
Yeah, man. America did him dirty, too, when he was on Facebook the other day. Not the other day, but like...
Yeah, this was a while back. Yeah, and he was real skinny, but they did do him dirty. But if you haven't seen The Five Bloods, I suggest everybody go watch that movie. That thing was crazy. But, he played Jackie Robinson. He played James Brown.
Thurgood Marshall.
He played Thurgood Marshall. He played the Black Panther, so he could do freaking whatever he wanted.
Iconic black roles.
And my youngest son, he watches Black Panther like every day. So that's like his favorite superhero. Like, it's Black Panther, everything. But my son really believes that he's real. Like, he believes he's, Black Panther is Chadwick. Like, that's him. Yeah. He's really the Black Panther in real life. So I had to tell him the other day that, Black Panther died.
Well, you could have told him the actor.
Oh, I did, but he understands it as, for him, it's like I said, to him, it's Black Panther. He doesn't care. To him, it's not an actor. To him, that's a real person.
Yeah, man. That's a tough one. It's a tough one to lose, man. 2020, man, just keeps winning. I'll double down on your shout out. with Chadwick Boseman. The hell you got?
That's all I got, man. I'm gonna leave it on Chadwick.
Yeah, man. I doubled down on that one. Like I said, he played iconic black roles. He's definitely going too soon because he's probably gonna, be up there in the top tier of black actors coming up with. You could put him in the same conversation with the Will Smiths and the Denzels of the world. He was on that trajectory. So definitely going.
Shout out to Devon Dixon too, man. He's been pretty active on our comments. He's a we got to have him on one day because he's a fan of the show. I
already gave him a shout out.
Yeah, well, I gave him another one, but I do got to open this pack of cards because I told Joe when he gave me these cards.
Wait, man, you just cut me off.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Open the cards now.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
No, you open it. You already cut me off now.
I told him I opened this pack tomorrow to show him who I got. I don't know if he's still watching. He was watching earlier, but let's see. I got Tyrann Mathieu for Joe. Okay, buddy. Ooh. Got Khalil Mack. Who else? Who we got? Ooh, got the Eagles rookie, Jalen Reagor. College card.
Tell people the basis behind this, like.
Oh. Uh-oh. Christian McCaffrey.
Can you tell people the basis behind this and like why?
What do you mean? Everybody wants to know what you got in your pack. If I opened up a Zeke Elliott or something, or Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady. Tom Brady right now is a big one. You get that rookie card or something. Huh?
Let people know that these things are going for millions of dollars.
Well, LeBron's rookie card just went for $1.9 million. Mike Trout had a card go for $3.4 million or some crazy stuff like that. So it's a big thing right now. It's back. I used to do this when I was a kid. I used to get mad excited.
Well, I saw the excitement in your eyes right there when you.
Oh yeah, lit up, man. I mean, I got some stuff. But I mean, some guys are really into it. Like, you'll see it on Facebook. People go live. You buy them cards. People go live, open the pack for you, and it's a crazy thing right now.
I had no clue about that.
Shout out to also the Eagles, man. Pay Jason Peters so he can move out the left tackle because our left tackle got hurt. He's out for the season. Carson Wentz got hurt in practice. He's day-to-day. We need a left tackle. Jason Peters wants more money to move to left tackle. Just pay the guy. All right, I'm done.
Jesus. How many times you cut me off in this ending here?
I'm sorry, buddy. But, sometimes you get overpowered. This happens.
Freaking sneakerhead, freaking card head. This guy's a freaking weirdo. The 40-year-old man we're talking about here, people. All right, man. We're getting out of here, man. Like we said, shout out to Chadwick Balls and shout out to the 7-letter family as always. Yeah, man. Wakanda forever. Shout out to Rodney King, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Rodney King.
You can't rest in peace, Rodney King. 8 years later, B.
Why can't you rest in peace, Rodney King?
Whatever, man.
Rest in peace, Rodney King. Yeah, you can.
You can't rest in peace a guy that died 8 years ago.
It's news to me. I just found out. I'm a little hurt.
Doing an anniversary date.
Oh, man.
The anniversary he died. You're going to do it then.
You making up new rules.
That's not. You don't just rest in peace until in the middle of nothing.
He died he died on June 30th, so I'm a couple months late. But
yeah, rest in peace him next June 30th or whatever.
Nah, dog.
Rest in peace him in the middle of the show for no reason.
We're out of here, man. Shout out to Rodney King as always, man. Rest in peace, Rodney. We're out. Stay laid up. Stay prayed up. Stay out the way. Listen to what some old folks have to say. See you guys next week. Peace.